Hey guys, this is RD Techie, and today we're going to be taking a look at Alpine F1 and their biggest problem. The fact is, Alpine has a problem, and to me, the problem isn't the performance, isn't the funding from Renault, it isn't anything. It's not the team management or the team structure. It's simply the fact that they have talented drivers and no junior teams. So let me preface this by saying some things about the other teams. We'll start with Mercedes. They have the Mercedes GP, the main works team. Then they have three other customer teams which they supply their engines to, and that being McLaren, Williams, and Aston Martin. When it comes to Williams, it feels like Mercedes has a bit more control within that team than it does with McLaren or Aston Martin. It's just as in someone who's just on the outside, who's not involved in any kind of Formula One in any way, it just feels like Mercedes sees Williams as kind of like a driver training junior team, even though it's not entirely the case. It just happens to be because of where Williams is in performance lately, and the fact that Mercedes boss Toto Wolff used to own part of Williams and was an employee there, so I'm guessing there's some connection there as well. So they just rely a little bit on Williams. You can see that with George Russell. Williams has two spots available. One is Nicholas Latifi, has a lot of investment made by his family, so that's solid. So say George Russell does make that move to Mercedes, there's an open seat. If not, there's still two other options. One is Aston Martin. They can obviously, if Vettel decides to retire, that's an open seat that Mercedes can say, hey, hire one of our junior drivers. Or in McLaren, if Ricciardo doesn't work out, they can say, hey, that would be a really good place for one of our drivers. Now, McLaren and Aston Martin, as well as Williams, they have their own junior drivers. I'm pretty sure that is the case, but it just feels like Mercedes has options. Now, coming to Ferrari, you can see this being used a lot. Kimi Räikkönen wants to be an Alfa Romeo. He's an Alfa Romeo. Antonio Giovinazzi, he is a Ferrari junior driver that is protected by Ferrari and Alfa Romeo to a point. Now, they're not paying for his seats directly like a certain Russian conglomerate paying for a certain Russian driver. They are influencing that decision at Alfa Romeo. Parent company, you don't really, see anything new or untoward there. So that's Alfa Romeo with Ferrari. You also have the Haas team with Ferrari. Mick Schumacher, again, a Ferrari Driver Academy member, still a Driver Academy member, I believe. Even though he's not American or Russian, he's there because Ferrari's influence, and of course his marketability definitely helps him as well. Now, when we come to Red Bull have no engine supplies yet. They have Honda. They're the Honda Works team because it's Red Bull Honda now. They also have AlphaTauri. Now, Red Bull is a team that cycles through its drivers quite a bit, but they provide an opportunity for up-and-coming drivers in AlphaTauri, like Yuki Tsunoda, like Kvyat did way back, like Verstappen did when he was in F3, like every driver that gets up to all the way back to Vettel in winning Monza in 2007. He won it with a Toro Rosso, which is now AlphaTauri. So even back then, Red Bull has always favored the younger drivers in AlphaTauri, picking the better ones and putting them in their main team in the Red Bull Renault, then now Red Bull Honda. That's the Red Bull main team and the sister team. Red Bull used those two teams very well. But again, this brings me to the problem that Alpine F1 has, and that is nothing to do with the fact that Renault doesn't supply engines. It's a little bit there, but Renault doesn't have a second pair of seats, and this isn't a problem in most cases if you don't have a driver academy, but Alpine has a driver academy. It has a very good driver academy. In fact, in Formula 2, first place Guanyu Zhou, who I hope I didn't butcher his name, and Oscar Piastri, both of them are Alpine Academy members. Now, they do not have a seat for Formula 1 for next year, simply because Alonso is contracted till the end of 2022. Esteban Ocon has been contracted till 2024. So he had a 3-year extension, I believe, that takes him all the way to 2024. Where are they going to go? Where can Zhou and Piastri go? And where would Alpine want them to go? Do you really want to develop these drivers only to give them to another team? A Mercedes team, or a Ferrari team, or a Honda team, when for them to reap all the rewards? I don't know. It's a very big problem as far as I can feel, and I can see that Alpine really needs a second team. Now, where are they going to get it? They could try and buy Haas. It's heard quite a bit that Haas is having financial troubles, and they would be open to a buyer. But I don't know what the deal is with Ferrari and the contracts for the engine supplies. If that holds, I don't know. Another option would be, if you look further down the grid, maybe try and influence one of the teams to supply engines for them. Again, not so easy, because Alfa Romeo just recently, this weekend, renewed their contract with the Alfa Romeo Sauber team, so they're sticking in the sport, which means Ferrari's hold on Alfa Romeo is still strong. It's still heavy-handed, not heavy-handed in that way, but it's still strong. Renault are out of options. You have the Works team, which is obviously a rebranded Renault team, and that's a solid team. Yeah, I mean, it had a 5-year plan that it didn't really live up to, but 2020 wasn't a bad year for Renault. But 2021, they're a little bit more behind than they would have liked. That said, they had a very massive restructuring take place, so it can happen. So 2022, there's nothing keeping them away from being top 3 or even like the best of the rest. I think the minimum objective for Alpine would be best of the rest. I think they want to be top 3, at least that third, if it's Red Bull, Mercedes, and you want to be that third. They want to fight McLaren and Ferrari for that third spot, or even go all the way up. We don't know with the 2022 regulations. It's all up in the air right now. It's exciting. The problem is where they have too many good drivers and no place to put them. Piastri, sure, maybe they put another year in Formula 2, possible. But what about Zhou? Where does he go? I don't know, because they don't have a spot for him. Alonso, maybe to replace Alonso after 2022, sure, but what does he do 2022? It's tricky. I feel like he's earned that jump to Formula 1, and it'd be good for Alpine to give him that jump. But at the same time, where are they going to give it? But I think that is Alpine's biggest problem. I think everything else is falling into place, and you guys will see that with the way they're responding to issues. The Esteban Ocon needed a new chassis, needed new everything. They delivered, they came through, and he did really well. He feels a lot more comfortable. He feels like he can actually throw the car into corners, which is what you need in a track like Silverstone. But again, you gotta wonder about Zhou. What do they have planned? I don't know. What will he do? No clue. But I am keen to find out. Let me know what you guys thought. This is what I thought was Alpine's biggest problem, is that they do not have a second team to train, to give their launch pad to the younger drivers that come through, like Red Bull does with AlphaTauri. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. I love making these Formula 1 videos. We just hit 800 subs. I don't know if someone will unsub and drop us back down to 700 something, but I'm so happy we did hit that milestone. Thank you so much for all that. I will catch you guys soon in the next one. Thank you for all your support, and I will see you in the next one. Please stay home and stay safe. If you do go out, please wear a mask and continue to stay safe and healthy. This is RD Techie. Goodbye.